Lil Uzi just announced a new album, but he also just dropped the Pink Tape like yesterday. Y'all probably know that. Well, today we're going to go over why he said that and how that is connected to the deluxe of the Pink Tape. So let's jump straight into this. If you want to stay up to date with all current hip-hop events and releases, make sure to subscribe and become part of this community. Oh, and also go cop that fresh merch and listen to my new songs in the description. Real quick, if you don't want to listen to this, make sure to skip 10 seconds into the future, but you can now sign up for my free newsletter with the first link in the description. It comes every Sunday and details everything that's been happening in hip-hop over the past week, so make sure to do that. So as I said, the Pink Tape just dropped yesterday and I just dropped my review on this, so if you haven't yet, make sure to go check it out because I thought this album was incredible, and I think that after 3 years of not getting anything from Uzi, this was the best move he could have done. Even though it's 26 tracks and 1.5 hours in runtime, he makes it feel like it isn't that, and it's always a breath of fresh air when he then goes on to the next leaked snippet that we've been waiting for such a long time. But ever since we got the announcement for this, obviously we were kind of wondering if there was going to be a deluxe for this, because the last time around with Eternal to Take, you remember how that dropped, and then a week later, we got Lil Uzi Vert versus the World 2, Love vs. the World 2, which was the deluxe, but it was like an album as the deluxe. And then later on that year, Nav did it with, I don't know, I think it was Good Intentions and Brown Boy 2. Let me know if I'm wrong with that, but I think it was that album. He also kind of went the same route, obviously taking inspiration from Uzi, so kind of putting out your new album a week after your album that dropped before as the deluxe, quote unquote. I don't know what the marketing strategy behind that is, because I don't know if that makes you sell more because you have all the old songs from the highly anticipated album on that new album then as well. That could be a reason, but still, I don't know what the marketing strategy behind that was, but it did happen back in 2020. We didn't have anything like that happen in mainstream hip-hop until now. Well, it seems like until now, because we've been talking about a deluxe for the Pink Tape, and Uzi basically said there's not going to be a deluxe because, I mean, look at it. It's 26 tracks, 1.5 hours. What are we going to get as the deluxe? We already got the snippets that fans had been wanting, like, you know, of course, Zoom as bonus tracks on the Pink Tape. So if there's a deluxe, it would be like 40 tracks. Well, we're not so sure now anymore, because a deluxe might just be a new album, just like it was with Eternal to Take and Lil Uzi Vert versus the World 2, because Lil Uzi Vert was live playing Call of Duty with Connie. Do y'all know her? I've seen some people talk about her. I don't know who that is. Am I just not in tune with anything? Let me know who that is. But he was playing Call of Duty with her, and she asked him then, and she was like, yo, is there gonna be a deluxe? Are you gonna do a deluxe? And Uzi answered, nah, I'm gonna do a whole new album. Now, take this with a grain of salt, because I just don't see where this clip came from all of a sudden, but all the headlines are posting it. Uzi announces new album, whatever. Apparently, it seems like Uzi wants to run the same strategy again as he did in 2020 with Eternal to Take. Now, do I think this new album, quote unquote, is going to come next Friday, so July 7th? I doubt it, honestly. He has 26 tracks on the Pink Tape. All of them are charting so far. I've seen like the Nicki song is like play 6 on the Billboard, and a couple other ones like Follow the Face and the ones. He's going to probably get the first #1 hip-hop album of 2023 after Thugger failed so, after failing to fucking Morgan Wallen again, because he's still #1 for like the 50,000th week. So sad to see that Business is Business didn't go #1, but the Pink Tape is probably going to go #1. I hope that it sells over 200 first week. So I don't think that this deluxe will drop immediately now after the Pink Tape has dropped. So I think it's going to be a couple of more weeks, maybe even after Utopia, so maybe in August. But apparently he wants to drop a whole new album. And of course the question is if that's actually legit. Now I've actually seen some people like the Uzi Ock Twitter account post under that Twitter post Forever Young album, and that is the name that people have been tentatively titling, you know, Lil Uzi Vert 4, like his 4th studio album that would be the next one. A couple of people saying it's going to be called Forever Young. I don't know what's up with that theory. If you know more about that speculative title, let the fans and let me know in the comments, but that's the theory so far. As I said, we don't have any official word from Uzi. This is only that one clip from that Twitch live stream with Connie playing Call of Duty, and her apparently having Uzi in the call with her as well. So as I said, this is not 100% confirmed. But, you know, Uzi hasn't dropped in 3 years, so I'm guessing it has a lot more material than those 26 tracks, obviously. And there are still a bunch of snippets that we don't have a bunch of leaks that the Uzi fans are craving, and we know that they are. And you know, a couple of people were already disappointed they didn't put this snippet on there, this leak on there, that leak on there on the pink tape. So maybe this deluxe could serve as that. But obviously you need to consider, if it's 26 tracks and he puts up another album with again 20 tracks, nobody's going to listen to that, and that's going to take away from the quality control of this whole thing. Now another option could obviously be he's trolling. He's just like, oh, I'll put out another album, but there's nothing, you know, to come at all. Maybe he's only talking about the next album. So maybe Lil Uzi Vert, you know, 4 with Forever Young, but it's not coming out as the deluxe, but rather as a whole new album in 1-2 years. That could also be a theory. Now, I think the next couple of weeks are too occupied in hip-hop for Uzi to really well roll out another album. You know, if it's going to be before the 21st, we still got a couple of people dropping before then. Drake is still somewhere up in the air, you know, supposedly the 14th. Travis basically confirmed on the 21st. I'm dropping another video later on today that goes a little bit on the doubling down on the 21st for Travis. So Uzi's likely not dropping before then, and after that it's not really like the deluxe anymore, so you could just wait a couple of months more and then have it come out as a separate album. Now I think Uzi has a lot of momentum right now, so I think if he does decide to drop another album, if he waits a couple of weeks, a couple of months, that could definitely go big, because as I said, fans just haven't gotten anything aside from the Red and White EP over the past 3.5 years basically. So obviously people are going to be craving for some new Uzi, and the success of the pink tape, which is definitely obvious, because I went over it in my review, but it's basically 26 out of 26 tracks are bangers on there. And I'm not the biggest Uzi fan, but I say that as like someone objectively observing that album and observing his career. So I think he's going to have a lot of momentum going into 2023, the second half of it, and the couple of more years to come. It's definitely not a downward spiral, and this one is likely gonna be somewhere along the same lines of commercial success as Eternal Take was. To my knowledge, Eternal Take sold 288,000 first week. I'm hoping that this one sells over 200 as well, and then he would kind of cement his spot as like, yo, he can drop an album and be commercially established anyway, like anyhow. So that's kind of set. So I think he should wait a couple of weeks, a couple of months until he actually decides to drop an album. But it could be Forever Young. It could be, Lil Uzi Vert versus the World 3, or just a deluxe for this, even though he says it's not a deluxe, but rather a whole new album. But he did say that in 2020 as well, with Lil Uzi Vert versus the World 2 and Eternal Take, and that turned out to be somewhat of a double album then as well. But the big difference is, on Eternal Take, it was only 16 tracks, 18 including the 2 bonus tracks that dropped as singles before that, Full Soul Shuffle and also That Way. And here's 26. So, that was like the deluxe plus the OG album already, and now he has a deluxe on top of that. So we have to see how that works out. Let me know what y'all think about this though. Do you think Uzi will drop a deluxe anytime soon? Do you think it'll be Lil Uzi Vert versus the World 3, or it'll be Forever Young, or any other type of theory on this? And do you think it's dropping next Friday like it did in 2020? Let me know all your thoughts on this in the comments down below. If you watched this video to the end and liked it, and you want to stay up to date with all current hip-hop events and releases, make sure to subscribe, turn on notifications, hit that like button, and go follow my social media, and most importantly, join my Discord in the description. Until the next one, you'll have an incredible day, and y'all take care.